Let us follow the rivers as they wind through ancient forests, as they fall from mountains like silver threads unraveling in the breeze. This is Southeast Asia, a land where water breathes, roars, whispers, and sings. From the highlands of northern Vietnam to the volcanic cliffs of Indonesia, waterfalls spill across the region like veins of light, each one a pulse of the earth, a story sculpted in stone and mist. Here, nature does not speak in words, it speaks in falling water. And to hear it is to be reminded that beauty like water finds its way, sometimes quietly, sometimes with force, but always with grace. Let us journey waterfall by waterfall into the heart of Southeast Asia's wildest poetry. Ban Giok Waterfall, Cao Bang, Viet Nam, where jade-green waters tumble through karst cliffs and echo against ancient stone. Ban Giok's waterfall reigns as one of Southeast Asia's most majestic natural wonders. Straddling the border between Vietnam and China, this towering cascade spills in wide terraced vales, its silken streams plunging from a height of 30 meters into the Jade Quay Sơn River below. The sound is hypnotic, a crashing lullaby born from earth and water. Fishermen row past in wooden boats, dwarfed by the grandeur, while butterflies dance on the breeze that carries droplets like mountain-scented rain. Sacred to locals and steeped in legend, the falls are said to be guarded by mountain spirits and visited by dragons of old. As light filters through the morning mist, painting rainbows in the spray, Ban Giok becomes not just a place, but a memory of the divine hidden in the folds of the Northern Highlands. Pongur Waterfall, Dalat, Vietnam. Vast and regal Pongur Waterfall spills like a staircase carved in silver across volcanic rock. Known as the seven-tiered waterfall, it cascades more than 40 meters over ancient basalt cliffs, each level broad and wide like nature's amphitheater. Surrounded by wild jungle and shaded by towering trees, Pongur is serene, yet grand noble in its solitude. During the rainy season, its waters thunder with power, veiling the cliffs in mist. In drier months, it transforms, calmer, gentler, with natural pools that invite quiet contemplation. Legend tells of Kanai, a female tribal chief with the power to tame wild animals who rests here in spirit. Her story lingers in the air as butterflies drift and dragonflies skim the surface of the rocks. Each splash of water echoes across the highlands like the voice of a mountain goddess. Pongur is not just a sight, it's a sacred rhythm, steady as breath, ancient as the basalt beneath it. Quang Si Waterfall, Luang Prabang, Laos. Just outside the spiritual heart of Luang Prabang, Quang Si, waterfall flows like a dream, made real, its tears descending through limestone forest in a series of turquoise pools that seem carved from sky. The air here is alive with birdsong, and the soft hush of leaves and sunlight filters through the canopy like stained glass. Fish swim in the lower pools, and butterflies swirl above the water like living petals. Locals believe the falls are a sacred gift, and legend tells of a wise old man who summoned the spring by striking the earth. The name Quang Si speaks of this origin, echoing both myth and memory. To swim in these waters is to be embraced by serenity. It's not just beauty you find here, it's renewal offered in liquid light and forest breath. Khon Pha Pheng Waterfall, Champasak, Laos. Where the Mekong River loses all restraint, Khon Pha Pheng Waterfall explodes in a chaotic symphony of white water, becoming the largest waterfall in Southeast Asia by sheer volume. This is not a gentle cascade. It is a storm given form, thundering over jagged rocks across a vast stretch of river where the current churns with fury and brilliance. Located near the Cambodian border, Khon Pha Pheng is sacred and wild. Fishermen have long revered it, casting nets near its edges in rhythm with the river's moods. It is said to be guarded by the mythical Naga serpent spirits that dwell in its depths. Khon Pha Pheng is not a place you forget, it's a force you remember. Tumpak Sewu Waterfall, East Java, Indonesia. They call it 1,000 waterfalls, but Tumpak Sewu is one, a colossal breathtaking curtain of water spilling in rivulets from the rim of a volcanic canyon. Fed by the Glidic River, which flows from Mount Semeru, Java's highest volcano, Tumpak Sewu pours in near-perfect symmetry over a semicircular cliff, forming a vast amphitheater of mist and motion. Rainbows shimmer in the spray, and the roar fills your bones. This is nature's cathedral, an echoing chamber where water sings in 360 degrees. Tumpak Sewu is not only one of Indonesia's most majestic sights, it is a holy place carved by time, fire, and flow. To stand beneath it is to be humbled, soaked, and utterly alive. Sekumpul Waterfall, Bali, Indonesia. Hidden deep within Bali's northern highlands, Sekumpul Waterfall is a vision of paradise fragmented across a cliff, 7 distinct streams plunging in parallel over emerald rock, forming what many call the most beautiful waterfall on the island. Reaching it requires effort, steep staircases, slippery paths, river crossings, but each step is worth it. You don't just see Sekumpul, you feel it. It surrounds you, roars around you, soaks into your skin and breath. This is nature's crescendo, a symphony of falls rising from the forest like a blessing in motion. Banyumala Twin Waterfalls, Bali, Indonesia. Cradled in the green folds of Munduk's highlands, Banyumala Twin Waterfalls descend in harmonious tandem down a mossy cliff, their streams dancing side by side like twin veils of silk. Unlike their more famous neighbors, these falls lie hidden in serenity, accessible only by a narrow trail through terraced hills and whispering forest. When you arrive, silence welcomes you, interrupted only by the soft rush of water and birds flitting through the mist. The pool below is deep, clear, and inviting a natural mirror where the jungle watches itself. The twins fall not with fury, but with rhythm. And in their symmetry, they remind us nature's quietest wonders are often its most profound. Sendangil and Tiu Kelep Waterfalls, Lombok, Indonesia. At the foot of Mount Rinjani, where sacred mist clings to the jungle and moss grows thick on ancient stones, the twin cascades of Sendangil and Tiu Kelep whisper the secrets of Lombok's highlands. Sendangile, the first to greet visitors, falls in a single silky stream down a mossy cliff, serene and welcoming. But deeper in the forest, Tiu Kelep awaits a wild, thunderous curtain of water, crashing into a wide pool flanked by ferns and fig trees. Sendangila is the invitation, Tiu Kelep is the revelation. And between them lies the path where magic gathers in every breath of mist. Kawasan Falls, Cebu, Philippines. Hidden within the canyons of Badian Kawasan Falls is a vision in turquoise, a multi-tiered cascade where water glows like melted gem beneath towering cliffs and jungle vines. The upper falls tumble in smooth ribbons from the mountains, but it is the main pool, cool, deep, and dazzlingly blue, that takes the breath away. Fed by mountain springs, the waters are crystal clear, flowing gently enough to swim, yet strong enough to stir the senses. Kawasan isn't just a waterfall, it's a dream that lingers. A liquid jewel resting in the jungle's palm. Datanla Waterfall, Dalat, Vietnam. Tucked beneath the pine forests of Dalat's highland mist, Datanla Waterfall sings with playful energy. Its waters plunge down mossy rocks not in fury, but in joy, leaping through narrow gorges and fanning into white ribbons that glitter in the mountain sun. The air here is cool, pine-scented and charged with legend. Locals whisper of fairies who once bathed beneath these falls, and warriors who leapt into its depths for love or freedom. Walkways lead visitors through wild greenery and over swaying bridges, while the rumble of water is never far. Adventure awaits just beyond the calm visitor's zipline or rappel down the cliffside, brushing past the spray in exhilarating descent. Yet even in its modern thrills, Datanla retains its soul a sacred place of nature's laughter and the whispers of old spirits. In Dalat's dreamy light, the waterfall becomes a shimmering heartbeat in the forest's quiet breath. Dre Nur and Dre Sap Waterfalls, Dak Lak, Vietnam. In the heart of Vietnam's central highlands, where basalt soil nurtures thick jungle and coffee trees, Dre Nur and Dre Sap thunder side by side, twin sisters born of myth and mist. Dre Nur, the female waterfall, crashes in a wide, graceful vale, while Dre Sap, the male waterfall, roars with rugged strength from nearby. Together, they carve their legacy into ancient rock, their waters falling into shadowed pools edged with vines and volcanic stone. Rainbows bloom in their spray, and the coolness of the air feels touched by another world. Local lore speaks of star-crossed lovers turned to water, their longing giving rise to these twin cascades. Now, the forest echoes with their eternal voices. Visitors cross mossy bridges, descend lava-hewn paths, and gaze into the swirling currents that pulse with timeless beauty. Dre Nur and Dre Sap are not simply waterfalls, they are elemental spirits pouring emotion and power into the land that remembers. Erawan Waterfall, Kanchanaburi, Thailand. Tucked within Erawan National Park, this seven-tiered marvel flows like a celestial staircase descending through emerald jungle with dreamlike elegance. Named after the three-headed white elephant of Hindu mythology, Erawan Waterfall evokes the same divine majesty. Its uppermost tier is said to resemble the beast's head, watching over all. Each level holds its own enchantment. Jade-colored pools, limestone steps, sculpted by time, and roots of ancient trees threading through the earth like veins of memory. Fish shimmer beneath the surface, and butterflies drift between shafts of golden light. The sound of falling water follows you as you climb a hymn that grows gentler with each ascent. At the top, silence settles like a blessing, broken only by birdsong and the hush of leaves. Arawan is more than a waterfall. It is a sacred pathway through water and forest, a place where humans remember what it feels like to move slowly barefoot and in harmony with the land. Thilosu Waterfall, Tak, Thailand. In the depths of Umphang Wildlife Sanctuary, hidden in the untouched wilds of northwestern Thailand, Thilosu thunders from limestone cliffs in a series of magnificent tiers. This is the largest and arguably the most majestic waterfall in Thailand, untamed, remote, and immense. Its waters tumble from nearly 250 meters high, spreading across a width of 450 meters in a curtain of pure force. Jungle trees cling to the cliffs and orchids bloom along slippery stones. The path here is arduous, requiring boats and treks, but the reward is a glimpse into a world primeval and profound. Mist rises in plumes, cooling the air like gentle rain, and rainbows arc through the spray as if summoned by spirit. The name Thilosu means black waterfall in the Karen language, but nothing here feels dark, only powerful, sacred, and alive. This is not just a waterfall, it is the roar of the jungle's ancient heart, echoing through cliffs older than memory. Hyo Suat Waterfall, Khao Yai, Thailand. Tucked within the lush embrace of Khao Yai National Park, Hyo Suat Waterfall tumbles from a 20-meter cliff into a mossy basin framed by hanging vines and tangled trees. Though modest in height, its beauty is cinematic, literally. Here, water spills like silk over stone, and the jungle hums with cicadas, gibbons, and the distant calls of hornbills. A footbridge leads through towering bamboo groves, and every corner reveals another touch of wild harmony. The forest around it is alive with spirit. You feel it in the rustle of leaves, in the sudden hush of wind, in the pulse beneath the earth. Hyo Suat is not just a place to visit, it's a dream you step into and carry with you when you leave. Maya Waterfall, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Majestic and awe-inspiring Maya Waterfall in Doi Inthanon National Park is a marvel of cascading beauty, with water falling from over 250 meters high and fanning across a wide cliff face like a bridal veil caught in the wind. It is one of the highest and most photogenic waterfalls in Thailand. White torrents tumble over dark rock in steps, creating soft pools and sprays of diamond mist. Surrounded by lush greenery and blooming wildflowers, Mae Ya feels untouched nature's palace tucked in a mountainous forest. The cool, rushing waters come from the Doi Inthanon highlands, sacred to many and often blanketed in clouds. Birds flit through the canopy, and the scent of earth and blossom fills the air. To stand before Mae Ya is to feel small, yet not insignificant, like a note in nature's great song. The waterfall invites awe, but also humility, as if reminding you that beauty, when wild and true, needs no ornament but water and time. Hai Mae Kamen Waterfall, Kanchanaburi, Thailand. Hidden within the pristine sanctuary of Kwayan Srinagarindra National Park, Hai Mae Kamen Waterfall is a multi-tiered marvel, serene, elegant, and known only to those who seek its quiet magic. Its 7 levels spill gently over limestone terraces, each pool a different shade of turquoise, each drop a soft whisper in the forest's hush. Here water flows, not in fury but in peace, tracing curves of moss and stone with the patience of centuries. In the early morning mist coils over the forest floor, and golden light filters through tall trees. Fish shimmer in the pools, and wild orchids bloom along the banks. It is not a spectacle, it is a meditation, a place where the soul can breathe and the world grows quiet enough for you to hear your own heartbeat beside the water's gentle song. Pha Doc Siu Waterfall, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Along the winding trails of Doi Inthanon, through terraced rice fields and Hmong villages, the hidden cascade of Pha Doc Siu reveals itself in sudden wonder. Water tumbles down rocky steps surrounded by thick forest wild ginger and bursts of pink and white blossoms. The trail to the falls is guided by locals who share stories of the land and their bond with the mountains. As you descend, rice terraces unfold like green stairways beside the stream that leads to the waterfall's base. Pha Doc Siu is the meeting of culture and nature, spirit and soil. It is a walk through time, through tradition, and into water that carries memory. Here the land does not show off, it welcomes gently and endlessly, as if it already knows your soul belongs. Tad Phane Waterfall, Paksa Bolavan, Plateau, Laos. High on the misty Bolavan Plateau, where coffee blooms in volcanic soil, and cool breezes stir the treetops, Tad Fane plunges from the jungle in twin streams of thunder and grace. These two parallel falls drop over 120 meters into a shadowed gorge, cutting through the emerald cliffs like white ribbons falling from heaven's edge. Clouds drift low here, wrapping the falls in a cloak of mystery, and the jungle responds with hushed awe. This is the realm of the unseen, where spirits are said to dwell in the cliffs, and the roar of water is a call to the divine. The falls emerge suddenly from thick greenery like a revelation in stone and air. Tad Fane is not a place to conquer, but to behold, to stand before, and feel the full depth of nature's vertical breath, drawn long and steady from earth to sky. Tao Yuang Waterfall, Paksa, Laos. Framed by wildflowers and coffee fields, Tad Yuang flows with a quiet majesty from the heart of the Balawan Plateau. Its twin curtains fall over a 40-meter cliff in delicate white veils, crashing into a cool, dark pool below. Unlike its thunderous neighbor, Tad Fane, Tad Yuang feels welcoming, accessible, yet enchanting. The surrounding forest wraps the falls in soft green shadows, while mist lingers like breath on morning glass. Wooden stairways lead down to the base, where the sound of water soothes like song. Children splash in the shallows. Lovers sit in silence. And above the falls continue their ancient work, carving, cleansing, renewing. Tad Yuang is not just a natural marvel. It is a place of quiet joy, where beauty is offered humbly and the world slows just enough to listen. Anasakan Waterfall, Dat Tao Gyaint, near Pien, U Lwin, Myanmar. Carving its descent through the forested canyons, near Pien U Lwin, Anasakan Waterfall, also called Dat Tao Gyaint, drops like a ribbon of silver from over 100 meters high. The journey here winds through jungle paths and sacred stillness until suddenly the trees part and the waterfall reveals itself like a vision. Mist rises in gentle clouds and the wind carries the scent of wet stone and wildflowers. Anasakan is where nature and devotion meet, where water is not just flow, but offering. It is not only a waterfall. It is a vertical shrine of light and sound, suspended between the forest floor and sky. Sungai Pisang Waterfall, Gombak, Malaysia. Just outside the hum of Kuala Lumpur, Sungai Pisang Waterfall offers a wild retreat tucked within the tropical rainforest of Gombak. Its path is a curious one, beginning through dark drainage tunnels that open dramatically into a sunlit emerald world. From there, the trail leads along the river under leafy canopies until the sound of falling water beckons. The waterfall emerges between mossy cliffs, a straight ribbon of silver plunging into a shaded pool ringed by boulders and ferns. The air smells of earth and stone. Vines hang like curtains from the trees. The atmosphere is quiet, broken only by the rhythmic tumble of water and the occasional splash of fish in the stream. Sungai Pisang is not grand in size, but its seclusion and intimacy make it feel enchanted. A hidden jewel on the edge of the city, where urban breath gives way to the whisper of jungle. It is a reminder magic often hides in unexpected places. Telaga Tujuh Waterfall 7 Wells, Langkawi, Malaysia. On the mystical isle of Langkawi, Telaga Tujuh 7 Wells flows in 7 cascading stages down the slopes of Mount Mat Sinkang, weaving together legend, beauty, and elemental force. At its top lie 7 natural pools, carved by time and water into the granite-smooth basins, where mountain water rests before leaping again down the cliffside. Locals believe these wells are the bathing place of fairies, and the surrounding rainforest hums with enchantment. The air here is dense with magic, alive with dragonflies, bird song, and the ancient breath of the forest. Telaga Tujuh is not just a waterfall, it is a story told in 7 parts, a sacred choreography of water and rock where nature whispers its oldest spells. Madakaripura Waterfall, Java, Indonesia. Hidden in a moss-draped canyon, at the foot of Mount Bromo, Madakaripura Waterfall descends like a celestial curtain, its waters falling straight from towering cliffs into a sacred, echoing grotto. Here, rain seems to fall upward. Mist rises in swirling waves. The narrow gorge traps the sound of water and amplifies it into something like song. Legend says this was the meditation site of Gajah Mada, a revered general of the Majapahit Empire who vanished into the falls, never to be seen again. The main waterfall plunges from 200 meters high, and the cavern is always soaked as if the sky itself has wept through time. A place where myth and nature, silence and sound, history and mist all meet and bow. Git-Git Waterfall, Bali, Indonesia. In the lush heart of northern Bali, Git-Git Waterfall plunges from the forest in a single, elegant stream, tall, slender, and full of song. The path there winds through coffee plantations and clove trees where the scent of spice lingers in the air, and butterflies trail your footsteps like living petals. Locals believe the falls are sacred, a place of energy and blessing, and offerings are often left on the rocks: flowers, incense, silent prayers. Here you do not simply visit a waterfall, you are welcomed into its quiet, eternal flow. Goa Tets Waterfall, Java, Indonesia. At the edge of a limestone cave near Lumajang, Goa Teta's waterfall trickles and tumbles in countless rivulets over orange-stained cliffs, its flow seeping from stone like tears of the mountain. Goa Tetas means dripping cave, and indeed, this place feels more like a sacred grotto than a traditional waterfall. Water emerges from every crevice, coating the rocks in glittering minerals, forming natural terraces and creating pools that reflect the sky. To walk here is to step into another realm, a world of stone and silence, color and flow. Goa Tetas isn't just a waterfall, it's an alchemist's dream, where water sculpts art from time and mystery drips with beauty. Tinuyan Falls, Surigao del Sur, Philippines. Often called the Niagara of the Philippines, Tinuyan Falls spreads like a white curtain across the rainforest of Bislig in 3 grand tiers, stretching nearly 100 meters wide. The cascade roars with majesty, yet flows with a kind of grace, tumbling in slow motion over moss-covered stone, framed by towering trees and rising mist. In the early morning, rainbows form in its spray, a fleeting crown of color that stirs something ancient in the soul. At Tinuyan, water becomes memory, and time softens to wonder. Cambugahay Falls, Siquijor, Philippines. In the mystical island of Siquijor, where stories of healing and enchantment are whispered in the wind, Cambugahay Falls flows like a spell cast in blue and green. The waterfall descends in gentle tiers, each level forming wide, clear pools nestled beneath coconut palms and rainforest canopy. Locals have long believed the waters here hold curative powers, part of the island's tradition of ancient herbalism and spiritual rituals. It's not just a swimming spot, it's a place where joy flows free and nature seems to smile back. The falls don't impress with height, they linger in your heart with their warmth. Tumalog Falls, Cebu, Philippines. A short journey from Oslob brings you to Tumalog Falls, where water drapes like silk over limestone cliffs, thin, shimmering strands cascading in a soft, ethereal veil. Unlike the thunder of larger falls, Tumalog whispers. Its flow is delicate, fanning out like lace across the cliffside and collecting in a shallow, jade-colored basin below. Visitors wade barefoot through cool water, sit on smooth rocks, and fall silent in awe. Tumalog is quiet magic, a waterfall as soft as breath, as fleeting as light, and as tender as memory. Some of it merely flows gently through the folds of time. Rainbow Waterfall, Air Terjun Pelangi, Pahang, Malaysia. In the early morning mist of Sungai Lembing, Rainbow Waterfall unveils a fleeting wonder, sunlight catching the cascade at just the right moment, forming a full arc of color within the falling mist. Asik Falls, North Cotabato, Philippines. Tucked into the remote mountains of Alamada, Asik Falls is unlike any other a vertical garden where cold spring water bursts through a wall of greenery flowing directly from the cliff's living face. There is no river above, no obvious source. The water seems to appear from the earth itself, seeping through moss ferns and vines in hundreds of silver strands. And so we reach the end, not of the rivers nor the waterfalls, but only this telling of them. The waters of Southeast Asia do not stop. They continue to fall, to flow, to heal, to hold memory. They are more than scenery. They are storytellers, each cascade a chapter written in stone and sky. From thundering giants to hidden springs that drip like secrets, these waterfalls remind us of life's duality, its softness and strength, its stillness and motion. In Southeast Asia, the waterfalls do not just fall. They sing, they bless, they endure. And somewhere, even now, another one is waiting wrapped in mist, calling softly, falling forever.